How's everybody doing today? This is Robert from Breaking the Chain USA. What we're going to talk about today, talk a little bit about VeChain. This news came out a couple of days ago, actually about 4 days ago. Walmart, they're starting to use VeChain in China. They're actually going to use it to track 50% of their meat products and vegetables and 12% of their seafood. And they have officially begun using this, and this phase is going to be implemented throughout the year 2020. I've sent a letter to Walmart today in Bentonville, Arkansas, asking about this, and emailed them. So we'll see what happens. I've done this before. I haven't got any response from Walmart if they're going to actually use VeChain in the United States. I'm sure there's a lot of regulatory framework that needs to be set up by Congress, and you know how Congress is on certain things. So hopefully, after this week, Congress can get back to work and just do something productive. I hope so. But anyway, this article here actually, this is from crypto-news-flash.com. It goes into pretty much detail and talks about the food products that VeChain is going to use, and also the pharmaceutical products as well that VeChain is doing. And it looks like, with no one's brought it up, and of course the mainstream media is not going to bring it up. But with the coronavirus, it looks like VeChain would actually play an important role in tracking vaccines. I know the Chinese government is actually going to mandate that soon. This was actually they planned to do this last year before it even had that real bad outbreak of the coronavirus. And counterfeit products, you can use that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to spill over to clothing, apparel, and Walmart. It would be great if it did as well. That's another avenue VeChain actually works on. It shows right here what footwear, clothing, leather goods pirated worldwide in 2016. So that can actually, take your phone and scan it and make sure it's legit. It's not counterfeit. There's definitely a need for this. I mean, this is a product that we have needed for a long time, and hopefully it's going to evolve with retail. And hopefully Walmart actually will amp it up here in the United States and Europe. You'll probably see it happen more in Europe. Walmart's before you would in the U.S., I would think, but I guess better later than never. I mean, but Walmart's worldwide, so that could be big implications for VeChain for the price of the token. I hope we shall see. And VeChain also has some other news this week that came out. Payment method VeChain with ShareRing. ShareRing actually is to ecosystem. With ShareRing, it integrates the token on its platform. It will enable VeChain to be used in 2.5 million hotels in 190 countries and 1.2 million vehicles in 150 countries for an electronic visa on arrival in Thailand. And this is going to take effect in the Asian countries. Of course, they're based out of China, so it's where you expect to see that. ShareRing is big. It's pretty big. There's a lot of big companies overseas that we do not hear about in the United States. There are huge companies that are probably just as profitable as Amazon and Google and Apple. I mean, incredible companies, and the technology with digital assets, they want to adapt to it. If they could, that would be great for everybody. Because it's not like the stock market. It's not just U.S. This is worldwide. This has implications throughout the world. I mean, it's 24 hours. It's like I'll look at it this way. Digital assets are like Las Vegas. It attracts a worldwide audience, and it never closes. It may slow down a little bit. May have a little off days, but hey, it's always going nonstop. So look at it that way. It's kind of like the Vegas of the stock market. I guess you could compare it to if you wanted to. And adoption wraps up right here. Talks about, again, the same what we just talked about with ring share. And, several publications have actually, newslogical.com Went into detail again about this, about VeChain and the platform. And so it's starting to get some exposure out there to a different audience beyond the digital asset audience, which is incredible. We need that. Now with Walmart, actually, this is their information right here, and I wrote a letter today. I've contacted them, but you can go to customer service, and actually, if you go right here, it will show you where to email, like investor relations, financial services, and I own stock in Walmart. I have for a long time. I have it in some mutual funds now. I mean, individual stocks I owned in Walmart for a long time. Investor relations, and enough people need to get together and demand that Walmart uses VeChain in the United States and other countries as well. If investors want it, a lot of times, to make the investors and customers happy, companies will do that, or at least they should do that. And like we see, a lot of companies in retail, especially, they ignored. They looked out for their own interests. They didn't look after the shareholders. They ignored the customers, like Sears and Kmart. And you see what happened. And they laughed at Amazon, called Amazon a joke a few years ago. And that's what happened. Don't be Sears and Kmart. If you're going to be anybody, be Walmart. Or maybe Target, Seems like Walmart's, we're living in a society where Walmart is everywhere, and you're actually, I was just in Las Vegas, and mainly that's what you saw was Walmart out there. There's some competition, Albertsons, what have you. But now you're seeing the Walmart neighborhood markets popping up, and they're not building really any big Walmarts anymore because a lot of people are shopping online. Neighborhood markets, you get gas and groceries. People can't get groceries online, and people do order. Like pick them up, but it seems like 95% of the population, as far as groceries, they're going to go to a grocery store and pick them up. I know a lot of times, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I want a midnight snack, I'm not going to go online to Amazon and order it. I would definitely go to the Walmart market down the road that's open 24 hours a day, get a can of soup or something like that, And most people do that, and it's just human nature. So Walmart's got a good business model. And we talk about business models like new business models in emerging markets, like some of the Asian countries that VeChain's going into, and a lot of digital assets. They go in underdeveloped countries like Apollo Coin and so forth, and the company out of Wilmington, KWH, does the solar energy, the reusable energy, tokenize that on the blockchain. They go into more of the developed countries. It seems like a lot of the poorer countries actually experimenting with digital assets are more tech savvy than a lot of the developed countries, industrial countries are sometimes. So you can learn a lot from these small countries, even India, places like that, your African countries, South American countries. They might not have, these people may not have a lot, but they make the best with what they have. And they're like electronium. I have a lot of that I bought a long time ago. They actually can mine that on their phone. And in the week, they may have $5 or $6. It may not seem a lot to people in the U.S. or a developed country, Western civilization, but to them, they can take that, buy some bread, food, feed their family with it, or whatever they want to eat. It's not a lot, but that's the proof right there that digital assets sometimes have more advantage over a fiat currency. All right, that's all I have to talk about right now. Not much about XRP today. Apollo, Holochain, XRP's been pretty good this week. And today was a little bit down day for the markets, which you're going to have that, which is healthy actually. So, but overall, the picture, I think it's like the market cap is 277 billion as I talk to you right now at 2/8/2020, 1:30 in the morning. But we'll talk a little bit about I haven't talked about real estate in a while, so we'll talk about some real estate. Actually, I have a potential buyer. I have property. I'm trying to help a company out of Charlotte sell in Wilson, North Carolina, which is on Interstate 95, my hometown. And actually, Wilson's right here. And this property on 95, located right just west of 95, right here. There's some restaurants there and hotels and some property that's for sale. So the company, a lot of property between this part, the west part of Wilson, and Interstate 95. Going a little bit detail right here. It's prime property actually. A lot of empty tobacco fields and farmland that's for sale. But I've noticed a lot of the companies, like the company I'm talking with, they're based out of Charlotte, which is like 200 miles away. A lot of these companies are based a long ways away, so they're really not marketing to a local clientele, it seems like. But I'm trying to get the Eastern Carolinas clientele, the market to people. The guy that wants to buy the property, a potential buyer, he's right up the road actually in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, right up here. So the big companies are out this way in the Piedmont. They may be marketing to corporations, corporate owners in their home office of whatever company, it may be like Arby's or Wendy's or whoever, but there's local people with businesses too that actually would love to locate in this area. And we're kind of going toward that route, giving the local population a chance to see what's out there as well. And also tomorrow or Sunday, I'm going back up to Wilson, and I'm actually some property here along the Rosewood County coast on Highway 17, a lot of property between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach that has become for sale lately. And that used to be farmland too a long time ago. The beaches are not too far away. Perfect area. I mean, you're not going to, if a hurricane hits, you really don't get a direct impact. You're far enough inland where a lot of people don't really evacuate. Some people do mandatory evacuation sometimes in low-lying areas, but most of the time they don't. Little small towns, Charlotte, Supply. Wilmington's a decent-sized city. North Myrtle Beach is pretty big. So, this is actually a good area right here. I love this area. So laid back, especially in the summertime in Myrtle Beach and Wilmington. You want to get out for some tranquility. And we put it up on a map, actually, right here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Highway 17 right up here. I have videos about Rosewood County and this whole area right here. It's a great area. Quaint fishing villages and so forth. Like I said, anybody has any questions about real estate, I do get a lot of people, and I appreciate that. And, I'm trying to help people, from my videos, actually find some stuff right now. Kind of ask a lot of questions to make sure I don't waste their time and what they're looking for and everything. So my email address, AmericanRealestateREF@gmail.com. Crypto, it would be BreakingTheChainUSA@gmail.com. And be sure to get a Ledger Nano S in my description below. Because bull market happens, you want to make sure your digital assets are secure. Keep them secure. Nano Ledger is the safest thing you can get. I mean, it's yours. You have the information. You have the code. You have to put it in at the same time. You type it in. Nobody else. There's no other way to get a hold of it. You have those private keys and they're yours. You don't share with nobody. And also a Coinbase account. And some information came out today. You're talking about Coinbase. It's pretty. I'll pull this up because it's kind of funny, I've been telling people all year, like I've been invested in digital assets for over 2.5 years. And I haven't sold anything yet, believe it or not. I have about at least 12 different digital assets. And some of them I have a lot, millions. I bought them as low as you could get. Hopefully they'll go up soon. But with mine right now, long-term capital gains tax, if you keep it over 365 days, most of mine, probably 80%, I can qualify for that. So I'm going to sell a little bit, here and there. I can do that with just paying a long-term versus short-term, which is like 35%. Long-term's about 20%. State taxes, they vary state to state. South Carolina, here where I'm at, if you hold it 365 days, you only pay 3.92% state taxes. Florida, there's no state taxes. So if you make a lot, like 10 million, I probably would faint if I made that much. But I would probably go to Florida and move to Florida to sell that, so I wouldn't have to pay $400,000 in state taxes here on that. If that ever were to happen, that's what a lot of your wealthy people do. But yeah, I say whatever. But the information, I just got an email not long ago from Coinbase, and I'll show this to all you people right here. And here we go. It's what you need to report. If you sold crypto, converted one crypto to another crypto, or received crypto, you have to report it. These are forms that you get. You can get forms from Coinbase. If you sell something, if you deal with Coinbase, I love Coinbase because they're legit. They're real. They're not going to take your money. Never had a problem with them. So you can get a Coinbase account on my website, and transaction history report. That's what they go on. So if you're selling it, say for example you made 3,000, 4,000. Say you made $5,000. Okay, you invested $500, and you had some crypto within 3 or 4 months. You're gonna pay long-term capital gains tax. You're gonna be at 35% probably tax bracket on that. And let's say, for example, you took it and you did sell it, okay, and you put it in something else too, like you bought XYZ coin and it went down too. Well, the way they have it calculated, that 35% tax, you're going to have to pay that. And a lot of people, what they'll do, they'll actually end up selling everything and forget about the tax. And then they take the money, they park it, and they spend it all. They'll take that $5,000 and buy ABC crypto. It goes down to zero. So what happens when tax time comes? They don't have the money, hit that 35%. They got to pay $2,000 or $3,000. They don't have it. That's how you get audited. That's how you get bad credit. That's how they repo your car or house. It's their responsibility. I try to tell people this. I was showing this to this guy today. And he looked dumbfounded. I mean, I'm not making this up, but you're not getting away with this. I mean, the IRS has made it official. They actually made these proposals about 3 months ago. Go to their website and look it up. It gives everything in detail. And if you get to H&R Block or somebody, Jackson Hewitt, they're going to ask you, do you own any crypto? That's actually on the form. So don't be surprised. I mean, a lot of people, they think they can get away with not paying. It's not. You may have done it in the past, but no, it's digital assets are getting legit. A legit commodity like everything else, like gold, silver, stocks. I mean, it's becoming mainstream. It's good, and you're going to have regulations, which is good because it's not going to have that reputation it used to have, especially the XRP and VeChain companies like that, with other Fortune 500 companies they're partnering with right now. Your Walmarts, Bank of America, PNC Bank, MoneyGram. Some legitimacy attached, and that's good. That's what you want for long term. So don't be irrational with it. I mean, hell, I drive a 2002 Ford Explorer actually, and I have a 2011 Chevrolet Impala. And there's times mine went way up. I could probably bought a new car and paid for it in cash, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't because it went back down. It's like a yo-yo. I'm holding out for long term. Go to the Goodwill shop, get some coupons for Popeyes, Bojangles, McDonald's. I mean, you have to be that way. You don't try to impress people. Be yourself. Don't give a crap what people think. Save your money. Anything can happen. Emergencies happen all the time. People go to the hospital. People get sick, lose income. These things happen. Plan ahead of those things. If you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, they're materialistic, they want to spend money, get rid of them. There's other fish in the sea. Do not waste your time and energy with people like that. You can do better. Be patient. But anyway, that's my little rant for tonight. That's all I have right now. Everybody have a great evening, and I will talk to you folks later.